Hello, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. It's Tuesday, the day after the certification of the election results that we so looked forward to and hoped and prayed that nothing would take place to take away from that. It went well, I guess as well as it could for Kamala Harris having to stand there and give the results out after knowing, already what the results were, but now publicly, and to be treated the way she had to treat things must have been a difficult thing for her. A lot of people are talking about it today. There's a lot of talking heads on the social media platforms that are in gleeful joy for this, and we'll take a look at just a little bit of it. And then you'll see. So, take a look.
Okay, I can first.
We as representing the United States of America walk into rooms around the world with the earned and self-appointed authority to talk about the importance of democracy, rule of law, and have been thought of as a role model, imperfect though we may be, but a role model of what it means to be committed to certain standards, including international rules and norms, but also standards of decorum. And what you see in my opponent, a former president of the United States, really is, it demeans the office. And I have said, and I'm very clear about this, Donald Trump should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States. He has not earned the right. He has not earned the right. And that's why he's going to lose.
You sure about that?
Thousands of tears later.
The state of the vote for the President of the United States, as delivered to the President of the Senate, is as follows. The whole number of the electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, the majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
That's not enough.
This announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected, President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
All right, there it is, the final gavel coming down there.
Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris
Oh, no. No.
You've been chopped. Judges?
Now wipe yourself off. You're bleeding.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt!
Kamala did what Kamala always does. She just put her head down and she went to work.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well...
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh, my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well...
What the heck is that?
You're the worst vice president. You're the worst border czar. There's never been anybody bad like you. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
That's it.
You ain't black.
Well, it's a tough thing to have to go through. The fact that she couldn't get a handshake from one of the newly appointed senators that just took the oath from, I guess, her husband was no surprise to me, because she had a lot of vitriol through her deal for running for president, and knowing full well that nothing was earned there by her to support the fact that they were going to run her for president.
Well, you don't need a gynecologist to know which way the wind blows.
And that is pretty well evident right now, the fact that she did not perform well as a candidate and did not perform well as a vice president, and the fact that she spent, $1.5 billion in with Hollywood rich celebrities was a note to all not to let her be trusted with the government's bank book if she's going to give things away like that. But then again, let's look at Joe Biden and the giveaways that he has approved and pushed through, and had his sidekick Chuck Schumer make sure it all went through, who is a piece of work in his own right. But Joe Biden has to go down in history as probably one of the worst presidents ever to take the seat behind the presidential seal himself, never mind maligning someone else for what he perceived as the wrong avenue to take. But we're going to have a second chance at what Trump can do for this country come the 20th of this month. And we're all looking forward to it. We're all looking forward to a blessed change in everything as it goes, because we have had our minds full, our eyes full, and our ears full of lie after lie for the last 4 years, and the difficulties that were gleaned from the decisions that were being made in the White House, if not by Joe Biden, by his appointees or understaff. I believe it was directed by Barack Hussein Obama. Many people do. So if you're one of those people, you fully already understand what the Biden administration was like. And as far as his vice president, there was never a thing put together or accomplished in that sitting vice president chair all through the 4 years that they occupied the White House and the West Wing. But anyway, take a look at Joe here.
We don't know each other like we used to know each other. I'm serious, not a joke. And so I really urge you, presumpts me to say this.
What is wrong with him? Why does he sound like that?
It's a booger whistle.
And Pete Aguilar is here as well. Pete. Well, you made it through the campaign, and now your work begins to deliver for your people. And we've been in your shoes. The excitement, the expectations, and the
expectations and
That sounded naughty.
But you got to know, you got to talk to them. Doesn't mean you'll do it, but things can change. And folks, we can't go through another 4, 8, 12 years, what we did the previous 4 years.
Whoa. What'd you just say?
And folks, we can't go through another 4, 8, 12 years, what we did the previous 4 years.
Well, at least we finally agree on something.
amazing what people were led to believe and then have the media pounded home as it was a truth and justice, the American way. Well, we didn't have a great 4 years, and unless you've been asleep somewhere, you all felt it, as we all had to feel it. And then watching what's going on by Joe Biden right now, laying every stumbling block he can for the incoming president, which he set and promised that he would not do. It's amazing. Now we're looking at the fact that he has decided to release to Yemen a bunch out of Guantanamo Bay that have been held there since 9/11 because they're terrorists, and he's going to put them back in play and let Donald Trump deal with the outcome of that.
It's showtime.
And yes, they'll tell you on media that the deal was made in order to get one of our hostages released. Well, come on.
It's just not right.
This isn't the time you should have done this. Those people were processed for release over there many, many months ago, but he's waited now until an incoming president has to deal with his, on top of all the mistakes he's made, this will be one of the largest mistakes to go down before the inauguration takes place, leaving a mess for the incoming administration to clean up. He walked in 2020 with a clean slate, a great economy, and the dying off of the pandemic, or the plandemic, as some call it, well on its way to being fixed, and he managed to mess that up. So he didn't inherit a mess, but he is going to leave the messiest possible programs for the new administration to have to hurdle over to get the job that they've promised to do underway. Not a good situation to be doing to this incoming administration, Joe Robinette Biden. But we all know that you're a nasty person and you want to do the nastiest turnover that you can possibly put together.
You promised you'd be nice.
And you keep up the rhetoric about democracy being destroyed by an incoming president. What you need to tell the people is democracy was destroyed when you all decided to insert someone without a primary, without a vote, into running for the President of the United States, and that would be Kamala Harris. Whether you made the decision to step down or not is debatable. We know that Pelosi was involved. We know that but Obama was involved up to his neck in this. Everyone now knows that. Chuck Schumer was involved, and we know now that he was pushed out of the position because of incompetence and the fact that they knew that his dementia has gotten to a point where he could no longer be trusted with running against anyone. He can come out now and say all he wants, that he could have beaten Donald Trump if he was left in charge. And then on the other foot, he says that he made the decision for the good of the American public, which is true. It was for the good of us for him not to continue to run. But there it is in a nutshell. That's Tuesday's news. If you watched yesterday, and on our broadcast yesterday, we brought you some clips of different things. Regarding Joe, take a look at this.
I get up in the morning and look at Jill and say, where the hell are we? Well, Mr. President-elect and former President and Donald, congratulations. And looking forward to having, like we said, a smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So, Coach, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to having, like we said, a smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need.
No, it's just a lie. Everything's a lie. The whole thing is a lie.
New this morning, President Biden is making a sweeping move to ban all future offshore oil and natural gas drilling on America's east and west coast, the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and Alaska's North Bering Sea. A senior administration official working in climate and energy calls the move, quote, one of the most significant climate actions the president could take. It comes 2 weeks before the inauguration of President-elect Trump, who will likely try to repeal it. But Biden is using authority under the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act, which will make it difficult for Trump to undo.
A few moments later.
Here's Trump.
I see it just came over that Biden has banned all oil and gas drilling across 625 million acres of U.S. coastal territory. It's ridiculous. I'll unban it immediately. And when I see somebody saying he's going to ban 625 million acres, he doesn't know what that is. He doesn't even know what 625 million acres would look like. And we can't let that happen to our country. It's really our greatest economic asset. And we're not going to let that happen to our country.
So it's done, finally.
So we brought all that to you yesterday about the rhetoric that he continues to spread for hate against the incoming president, which is something he said that he would fire anybody for doing, but I guess it didn't get that far. He's never fired one person that screwed up in his administration, including Mayorkas, who opened this border up and lied to Congress on so many occasions that if it was indictable, he would have been indicted. He's lied to everyone, including you, me, the rest of the world, about the border being closed when it wasn't. And he's also lied about the numbers of lost children. There are over 300,000 unaccounted for children that are in this country through the process that they wide opened the gates to let happen, and we still would love to know the reasoning behind that and who came up with that plan, because it backfired on them and it didn't work. There are communities throughout this United States that want that particular subject taken in to take a look at what the real meaning was behind letting 20+ million people into a country with no wherewithal to bring us more tax dollars. They all became a drain on our social systems, and in some sanctuary cities, it has busted them. Look at San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi, in your district alone. But they think it's a great thing because they're going to replace all of the American workers with these people, and they're going to work for a lot less money. But in the same time, and on the other side of their face, they're telling the unions that they're going to keep their people employed, which is another out-and-out lie. But the unions this year, I believe the rank and file of the unions have woke up to that, and they voted, as they should have, against what Kamala Harris was feeding them. And the Border Patrol never, at any moment, ever thought of backing Joe Biden on a border problem. There's no watching any longer. We have to find the people that are in this country to do us harm, such as the ISIS people that are, in my mind, involved in both of these tragedies that just took place in New Orleans and in Las Vegas. And I believe in my heart of hearts that they're part of a cell plan that's taken place. And we don't even understand if the one that was in the Tesla that exploded is really the soldier that they say the ID that was there was for. There could have been some real shenanigans going on there with regard to kidnapping someone and setting them up to look like one of our Green Berets made this decision, which I find it very hard to believe that someone with a decorated past history and training would ever come up with that idea. But enough of that. We're bracing for some really cold weather here in Appalachia and Southwest Virginia. They're coming to us today telling us that temperatures are going to be in the teens again tonight and through on Friday, where we're getting a snowstorm. There's forecasting a good snowstorm for Friday, Saturday here. The roads are good now. All the rain did not turn to the ice storm that we thought it would over the last couple of days. So we were out and about today and got around checking the roads, and everything looked pretty darn good. So I'm hoping where you live is having a spot of good weather. And if you're snowbound yourself, get out and play in it and relax your mind. We're on our turning point to getting our problems taken care of, and we need to remain vocal with the people that are sitting in the House of Legislative branches and let them know your pleasures and displeasures about some of the things that they're about to try to pull again with regard to budgets and things of that nature. But we're going to have DOJ looking at that, which is at least a help. We have somebody coming in on the inside with X-ray vision to figure out why these Congress people and Senate have to spend so much money and accomplish nothing for it. So budgets are a very strong, important first day look for the new incoming president. We have to pray every day that he has the help and the cabinet that he would like to have to get these things accomplished and not be forced to take people just on their good looks. We want meritorious achievement, which is what this country was built on. And if you don't merit a position or a raise or a promotion because you haven't merited it, you're not getting it under this new regime, which, thank God, is going to take place, and it's about time. Urge everyone you can by letter or by telephone call that you want to see term limits or a reasonable age cap for these positions that they're running for. And at the end of this broadcast today, I'll try to throw you another funny meme and increase your humor going into Tuesday evening, dinner time. And hopefully you'll be happy tomorrow as well. And with that, we're going to end this broadcast today by saying to you, please come back tomorrow. We'll be here with another broadcast, more news for you to chew on. And hopefully it won't be bad news. It'll be good news. And if we go to sleep with a prayer on our lips asking for that to happen, it will. So God bless you all. Remember, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for your further fun, information, and commentary. So bye-bye now. Have a great Tuesday evening. And remember, it is Taco Tuesday.
Oh, hello! Welcome to Icesville! Welcome to our Islamic paradise!
Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go.
Hello, my brothers and sisters in Malaysia, Indonesia, the UAE. We hear you watch Hollywood movies. How horrible for you. Let it go? Oh, more like let it blow up, that is. In Icesville, we have the very best in wholesome family entertainment. Like this street magician. He's like David Blaine wannabe, making coins appear from a kid's ear. Am I right? Wrong! He insults Allah by creating false illusions! Sorcerer! In Icesville, this is what we do to street magicians. Great entertainment for the whole family. Bring your, popcorn. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Icesville today.